Welcome to Randall County Solitary Confinement. We're going back in time to June 2nd, 2024. This is page 532 through 535 of my personal journal. Most of them are not going to be this long, but this is a single thought that a continuous writing, and it's just my morning entry. It's 4:15-ish a.m., and this is while I was sitting in jail. This is toward the end of it, but for 600 days for a crime that I did not commit. Anyways, this is what I'm doing. It's page 532 on my journal. This shift is systematically taking out all the books. They took away the book card a month ago, and this past week, they have the trustees take them out in the evenings when they clean. Valentin and Flores and the others on this card, speaking of the guards working on that shift. The day shift is not letting anyone go outside rec yard even after it dries, Hicks and Lewis especially, and they play Richard Simmons videos for an hour when anyone complains here lately. There's been a grievance put in on this shift by a federal inmate, and that's why they are retaliating. Retaliating is what they do. It's why they are on this shift. They crave, even fiend, for the opportunity to retaliate. They egg it on. They are supposed to be guarding us, not harassing people and creating tension in the jail, making this a more dangerous place to work or be in jail at. It makes me sick. Is by definition cruel and unusual punishment, punishable by law, but this shift promotes it, and they all do it together. At least the ones I've had experience observing. Evil, lovers of self, vain, contemptuous, greedy, wicked, stuck up, and profane. And that goes for those I've mentioned. And it must also apply to their ranking officers who know what's going on if they don't address it. I pray they are. I know Valentine, he hates that. It's actually Valentin, looked at me like he hated me just now. And I'm expected to follow the rules, then so are the officers. Page 533. If the law were being followed and civil liberties respected, I would have nothing to write in the negative. The fact that my personal journal is being viewed outside of my privacy is not my fault. Pardon my language, but shit is so fucked up, I've had to write about it. I used to just endlessly rant and rave out loud, and people pertaining to law were and probably still fight to say I'm crazy. Why? Because I speak the truth fearlessly. Make no mistake, that is the only thing I did to get locked up. Speak the truth fearlessly. This is how they unalive people, and the biology and neuroscience backs it up. College professors and well-known scientists are backing this up. Poverty leads to poor health, crime, red rum, violence, pestilence, anger, mental illness, unaliving yourself, and on and on. You know how many people have decent lives and then say, go through a divorce? Instead of loving support, they get betrayed. That makes a person feel like they'd be doing them all a favor by not existing. That is a spirit of death. And when you got one of those hanging around, there's always going to be gang activity. Solomon addresses this in Proverbs 1:10 through 19. He said, don't be tempted by sinners or listen when they say, come on, let's gang up on someone. Let's gang up and unalive somebody just for the fun of it. They're well and healthy now, but we'll finish them off once and for all. Page 534. We'll take their valuables and fill our homes with stolen goods. If you join our gang, you'll get your share. Don't follow anyone like that or do what they do. They are in a big hurry to commit some crime, perhaps even red rum. They're like a bird that sees the bait but ignores the trap. They gang up to red rum someone, but they are the victims. The wealth you get from crime robs you of your life. However, there are many good guards and officers who work here and on the street. I have the utmost respect for. It is in their benefit as well. that this is going along this way? How could unlawful or even outright criminal behavior make any real police officer or guard's job easier? Gives a new meaning to criminal justice system, doesn't it? There are many good officers I would love to name, but have not, because I don't want them catching hell from the Jezebel spirit that's controlling this place. See, I was on to them getting into my legal mail for a long time. Anyway, on the other hand, they need to just not be neutral, in my opinion, and that makes them an accomplice. Do you know how many people I've seen come in here that are fighting their case, wanting their due process? That's why they're putting on pressure, so they could divide us. All you do is hide and divide. That's a quote from one of my songs, Rise Above Records. Oh, page 535. You know, when the sergeant who ran my case said, "I wish you could see things from our point of view," I thought, really, it needs to be the other way around. It's called theory of mind, taking thought of someone else's perspective. I was simply standing up to an unjust denial of inmate privileges brought on by sloth. And the sloth being punished by pissing off 48 inmates. If I had to take seg, they should have been suspended. They caused the situation, not me. I calmed everyone down. The lieutenant is the one who caused the further havoc by her desperate need to control. That's Lieutenant Townsend. When the poor take over a position of power and use it to abuse the poor, this makes the Lord angry. Solomon, King Solomon. The lady is bringing so much bad juju on herself, it's not even funny. I almost feel sorry for her. And I did, until I looked her in the eyes and seen her blatant disrespect for the law and civil liberties. I bet her diploma is fake. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but even educated criminals respect the law. Just saying. From this point on, I will not be mailing in my journal. I may send short updates in a letter form, but my journal will be withheld from here until I get out. After I'm out, I will proudly speak about the good cops when the time is right. Thank you for listening, and rise above.